It's Linda MacPhee's workshop. Here's Linda.
I just can't help playing when that music comes on because I just do love playing the piano. I do love sewing, though. Sewing is what I really love. And I like making garments, but then there's lots of times that you don't make garments, you make all kinds of other things. And that's the joy of the sewing machine. It can do all kinds of stuff. And I ran into Stephen not long ago because he's a good friend, and he was telling me about all the ugly chairs that you've got in your apartment.
Yeah, well, guys don't go out and buy nice chairs, and they never think of buying chair covers. They just got a bunch of old ratty. I have an example of the kind of chairs I have in my place.
Yeah, like those
This is it. You know what I mean? Flea market chair.
Yeah, and they come cheap, but they're good, sturdy chairs.
Well, for sure.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, that'll hold a lot of stuff, and that's good.
But guys are sloppy and everything, and there's stains, and, you know, there's tears in it and stuff like that.
And
so how do you make this acceptable for
women to come home and...
Well, that's a little presumptuous, but, I mean, if that happened, it wouldn't be a bad thing.
Yeah. So what I thought we should do is get Stephen to make... Well, I'll show you how to make some covers for that chair, and maybe the little woman, if you find one, could do that too, or you could help her, or it's a team.
Do you think a man can do this?
Oh, a man can. Absolutely a man can.
All right, I'm ready to learn then.
Yes. And real men sew.
Real men do sew, don't they?
Yes, they do. Yes. Okay, what you need before you're going to do a chair cover is you need some measurements.
Okay.
So we're going to take the bottom and go up and there and out to the edge of that chair.
So that's your first measurement.
That's your first measurement that you need. And then you need to know how wide. So record that measurement, but we will have it already recorded. We had to have the width of this.
Okay.
And then, of course, to those measurements, you'd have to add a seam allowance.
Yes.
But we've got to then make a skirt.
Okay, I'm sorry, I got to slow you down here.
Okay.
A seam allowance. What do you mean by that?
Well, you decide what the seam allowance is. That means that if you cut that out, if you sew it up, it's going to lose something because you have some edges.
Oh, right, because it's a fold over in the seam.
So you add whatever you want. You add an inch or half an inch or whatever it is that you want.
That's important.
It is.
Okay, good. I guess probably people know that, though.
No, they don't necessarily. Guys wouldn't know that. It's just, see, with wood and cutting boards, you don't always have to add the seam allowance.
No, you're right.
If you add it, you're in trouble.
That's right.
Okay, so you go around that edge.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, around the...
Yeah,
and this is for the second piece.
Yes, this is the second piece.
Right, oops.
So, and more or less is fine. I mean, this doesn't have to be exact. Okay. Oh, I'm holding it. There we go.
All right, here we go.
So that is the next measurement, right to that edge. Yes. And, of course, every chair is a little bit different in height. Well, not a whole lot different, but we'll have to have this measurement as well. So the height. So that piece that goes around there will be one piece.
So there's only two pieces, basically, to this. One that goes over the top like this, and a skirt.
And a skirt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you got it. So we have, this is that original piece, the one that went all the way up and down. And we just kind of did this in some old fabric just to try it and make sure that it works. And I think that's kind of the safe way to do it. Don't start out with your expensive fabric.
Right, don't go right to that.
No, what fabric might you want to use?
Well, I don't know. I might as well do it some kind of fancy. Well, that's not strongly masculine.
Okay, is it something like that?
That's for a wild Saturday night.
Or, some leather.
Leather? Yeah. I don't mind that. I'll never be able to afford a leather chair, so I might as well make it a leather cover. That's a good idea, too.
So, I mean, it really doesn't matter what you want to make it from. You could make it from all different colors, and, who knows what.
I got you.
So, you're going to then put this piece together.
Okay.
And you really decide, you have to kind of drape it on your chair, and you'll see right away where it needs to be sewn.
Okay, you've already done some sewing on this one, so let's...
just put it on.
Okay, I will.
All right.
All right.
And you can see, it's kind of the thing that you build, and you go to the chair, and you say, oh, good, yeah. So you can kind of see how it's happening right now, and you'll see, this is how much you've got to sew, because this is how high this is. And,
right.
So this will just hang down.
And the back hangs down. Now, the next piece is obviously going to be sewn with the seam allowance into the edge of this all the way around.
See, you've got it.
Sorry I'm slow, eh?
Oh, see, he's a sewer.
All right.
Like your mother's a sewer, so maybe it's sort of, you've learned it by osmosis.
Well, that's it, I know. Yeah. You can take this side, and I'll take this one around.
So what we did with this is that we added a measurement to this skirt. And we added about 12 inches for 6-inch box pleats. That means that there's a little fullness at the sides. And then we added so that we could also have this sort of come around to the underside. So we added probably about 2 feet to this. So
let me
if you
pull
look
this
at
up
that,
here and have a better look at it.
So that pleat has to come right in that
right to the corner.
Yeah, right in there.
And then we'd complementary pleat here on this corner.
Yeah, and then this will go back underneath. So that sort of shows you where you have to sew.
Okay.
So you can do that. You can put right sides together, and we will then come up. In fact, I've got a little diagram here. This might be a good way to do it.
Sure.
Here is your... So, yeah, we've actually got one done, too, Steve, so this is the good
Oh,
news.
okay, good.
But here's your chair.
So this
seat. Yes.
would actually, is this right here?
That's it.
Okay.
And then you would actually come around. So here is your bottom, and this would actually hook right there. So when you sew this, it would be right sides together. You'd put right sides together like that, sew up into the corner, slash it, and then come around the corner. And then you've got this whole thing fitted in.
That's pretty tricky.
You can fudge it a little bit. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Somebody's going to sit on it. So
I've just decided I'm going to need some help with this project, I think.
well, it is, like I say, do it out of something, just hang on before you do that, because, we had another great brainwave. A lot of these chair covers that people are making are fancy on the back. So we thought, well, let's make some sashes. And when you cut it out of the fabric, you've got a little left over. So when you sew this first seam, this could have been in that. And then you've got a big sashy thing that you could kind of,
Comes around, make a bow in the back.
Yeah, yes.
Right, okay.
Because that's exactly what we did on this one. And I thought this one is sort of for the really special, elegant candlelight blah blah. That
Yeah.
You can.
I happen to have one of those blah blahs planned this weekend.
Okay, all right.
So I'll get rid of this practice one.
Look at this.
Yeah, this is fancy.
This is fancy dancy. So
now, Linda, let me try and put it on, okay? Because I understood everything you said. This is the true test of whether I understood what you said or not.
Okay, but I was just going to say it's serged and sewn. Something like this, it's kind of flimsier material. You don't want just serge it because there's going to be guys sitting on this. So you want to have a good seam allowance and serge the edges. So
Okay.
Okay, so let's see if we can dress this chair.
All right.
All right.
This wouldn't double as any kind of an outfit just before I...
No,
okay, forget it. Never mind. Forget I asked.
Okay. But say your mother who's in the bridal business, this
Yeah.
could be, this could be something that she might be.
Absolutely.
Doing,
There's a lot of special events companies and stuff offer to do this to halls and things for
people do their
all
the chairs.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there we go. And
well, look at that.
It's just totally elegant and totally fun. And then we've got this, so let's turn it around, because we've got this sash business happening at the back, and that can just be sort of tied and bowed up if you want. So you can see in a really totally elegant fabric, it's just quite lovely, and you can do it in whatever fabric you want. In fact, come over here.
Sure.
There's another one.
Whoa, this is a pretty fancy version.
So yes, we put a separate cushion on this one. So you could have a separate cushion if you want, but you can divide your center section into different colors. You could put a band around it.
And this just sort of hangs on the back like a...
Yeah, if we turn it
I'd
around.
call it a pennant, but...
Whatever.
Whatever.
Have a look. I mean, that sash business, we just put them together with hook and loop tape, so that just kind of holds it together, and then this kind of hangs down. So
all right, so where do you find material that has this pattern on it?
That was a good point, Steve, because we had to make that.
Oh.
And you know what? Next segment, we're going to show you how to do that.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so you want to stick around?
I will stick around.
You don't want to go? Okay.
No, I don't want to go.
Okay, and don't you guys go either, because next time we're going to come back, and we're going to make you a footstool for that chair. Yes. And we're going to show you how to make those nice designs.
Sounds good.
Okay, it's a deal.
Wow. Where did you get those shoes? At the Safari shoe store or what? Linda, what's going on here?
Well, I do have an obsession about shoes. You may have heard that.
What woman doesn't, Linda?
Exactly. And I had this jacket, and I had white shoes. It's not going to cut it.
So you didn't buy them like that?
No.
Well, how did you do that?
Felt pen will decorate.
Have felt pen will decorate.
Yeah, so that's all you do is just scribble.
Can you imagine if the nurses see this in the hospitals?
Oh, would that be fun?
There's going to be a lot of bells ringing and no nurses around because everyone will be in color in their shoes.
Color in their shoes, that's right.
What's this thing here?
You like this. This is
like a leather ottoman.
That's ottoman, right? Footstool, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
It actually could be a chair, too. So,
yeah, this one could for sure.
Yeah. So what could be inside that? We've got a foam cube in there.
Right.
But you may not have a foam cube around.
Cardboard box filled with old baseball trophies?
Exactly. Or a cardboard box filled with anything, or...
A milk crate?
Milk crate, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
what about
whatever.
that trunk, if that trunk wasn't look so...
Cover it. So
anything.
Shall we start covering it?
Oh, you're going to show me how to make a cover?
Yeah.
Oh, all right,
because you've got the cover box.
Well, true enough. All right, let's do it then.
Okay.
I'll take this with us.
This apartment of yours with these chairs and these ottomans.
Well, I got the fancy chairs done.
Yeah.
Now if I can just go and grab an old...
Yeah.
an old packing box and cover it, that'd be perfect.
Like you could have a whole bunch of them.
Oh, the place is going to look great when I'm done talking to you.
It is. So you could use something like this leather. It's not real leather, it's pleather. But what kind of pattern shall we? So let's talk about this. If you think about this box, this is a cube, so it is the same on all sides. But you can measure whatever, and it might be longer or it might be whatever. So you can then do it as simply as this. This could be the top. And then this folds down. We've got the seam allowance.
So this is one piece of piece of material, whatever material you're using, whether it's pleather or okay.
Yeah. So that's it. They fold down. You're going to sew those 4 sides like that.
Sew the 4 sides. Okay.
I didn't put anything on the bottom because I thought there's really no need of covering that bottom.
No, not at all.
So,
now, can I ask you a question? Yeah. On these patterns here for this simple guy, this white area, that's your seam allowance.
You got it. You learned a new term already.
I
That's
did.
good.
So
that could be whatever amount you want.
Whatever amount you want.
Yeah, so just remember whatever it was your seam allowance.
Okay, so pretty simple measurements. Take your measurements and go.
And the reason that I didn't put anything on the bottom is that, of course, you want to make more than one cover.
Okay, can I ask you something about the top of this?
Yeah.
What's going on the top here?
Actually, that's our twin needle. And with the machine, you can have one needle, but you can have twin needles. That means you put the same, it's on one shank, 2 needles coming out, and you put 2 threads through it, and you sew, and you get double.
Cool.
It's cool, really fun.
Just so like in the store. It looks like you bought it right from the store.
And that's the whole name of the game, is to make it look like you didn't make it. So you can put all these squares together if you want, but you can just make it one solid square and do twin needle all over it.
Okay.
So the joy of this, though, is that we can take this off, or let's not take it off, let's just put it on top.
Entirely. I'd like you to kind of give me an idea of how does this sew together? How does it actually go together?
All right. So
I'm not totally clear on that. I'll pull this other cover on one.
Okay. So we're going to have the bottom, and we're going to leave that square, which is that top, as your last thing to go in.
Okay.
So the corner would be where that seam is. I'm going to get some glasses on here. The corner would be where that seam is. So we would start sewing the seam allowance back, which in this case is about 1/2 inch, and that would go right into there. So you'd sew from there, and you'd have this top or this skirt marked off, where the next needs to be. So you'd sew from that down to there, clip this, and then turn it, and take this and go down to your next mark, which is the next seam. So you would just clip, turn, go all the way around, flip it, and that's it. And so then you've got a real cool one now done on
this is sort of the
depending
leopard skin one. This
goes, I think the little woman will be pretty impressed with all these.
Well, I have matching underwear to this, so it's perfect.
Exactly, so this could be for that occasion. So that will work fine.
That's lovely.
Yeah. Okay. So I think
you can, any kind you want. And there's another sort of denim kind of
and this one's actually quite wonderful because it stretches.
This is stretchy
fabric, so that works out beautifully too.
Well, that's perfect. So that's great.
So you can
and it doesn't have to be a big chunk of foam. No. It can be any old box, something secure. Yeah. You can actually go to a hardware store and just build a little box and make a frame over it, or make a cover for it.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it could be for your feet, it could be for your bum, whatever you want to do with it.
Speaking of my bum, on that chair that we saw earlier was this pillow right here, and I asked you if the material came this way. And you said, of course it doesn't. That's called, I don't know what that's called.
It's called foiling around.
Foiling around. All right. Well, let me move this stuff. I'll bring that over. And if you want to grab the iron, I'll spin all this around.
And I'll take this. Okay.
Great. We'll spin this like this.
Because I know you're going to have quite a bit of fun with this.
Let me hold that for you.
Well, actually, let me just put that one on. I made that one 10 years ago, so I have been foiling for a lot of years.
So that's foiling here?
Yes. You could do it on a jacket. You could do it on chairs. You could do it on cushions. You can do it on wood. You can do it on anything.
Are you serious?
Anything that the glue will stick to, the foil will stick to.
Okay, so it involves glue and foil.
So this is what you need. You need some glue, and it has to be a special adhesive. This is the special glue that you need.
Okay.
You need some foil, and the foil comes in.
So is this the kind of foil that, if you really want to wrap a gift really fancy, you'd go, no, this is a different type of foil. Special kind of foil.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you do, though, is you need foil and glue and an iron.
Okay, foil, glue, and iron.
So I have it. Oh dear, I have this.
Well, why is this like? Why did you do this now? Look, this is like
craziness.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people when they see something like this, they say, "Oh, I bet it's not washable."
Yeah, I won't do that. I won't be able to wash it. It'll wash right out.
And it doesn't. I decided I would cut it in the design once I had it done, and I would take this and I put it in my regular, we say gentle wash, but I said, okay, let's put it in with all the rest of the stuff, and it stayed beautifully.
Yeah, if you put it back together, it matches up fine. It doesn't. There's really no color
But I
loss.
am recommending that you do gentle wash with this. You don't have to abuse it.
Right. You don't have to push it to the limit.
Yeah, exactly. So it does wash. So that's the first question answered.
So this is the glue.
How are we going to get that glue on there?
Well, I guess if you can just do it freehand. I mean, with you, Lynn, you can probably do it any way you want. There's no wrong way, is there?
That's very true. So
Okay.
you can take it and you can just go like this. Here, just a minute. So it'll just come out of there, and we could just go like that, whatever. So, and the glue has to dry. So
So you don't have to immediately put it down and think what you're going to do. You have to let that dry.
Or you could take a paintbrush. So we got paint brushes, and we could take that off, and you could paint with that if you want to do that.
So free-handed.
Yeah. So make some kind of design. And you don't want to put the glue on too thick. Yeah, that's it. But you could make designs, and you could make, And actually, when it goes kind of like that, that'll just give a little bit of foil there.
Okay, right.
It'll just be kind of neat. So you could do it that way. You could also stamp. But let's us show you what this looks like to begin with. Because for this jacket, we actually took a paintbrush, and I made a chalk line and painted it. So we painted it all with the glue.
You painted all this with the glue.
Yes.
Let the glue dry.
Let the glue dry. So I then have a piece here that has this painted on it. When I iron it, I like to have some kind of protection on this. And you don't really have to, because you wouldn't probably...
So let me show you what you got here. You've got a piece of Teflon on top.
Yeah. And
You've got the foil there, and there's our material
and
underneath.
I should say the foil has to be colored side up.
Colored side up, of course.
Because look at the other side of this. It's a different color on that side. So it has to be
Color side up.
Which is sort of opposite to what you think.
Mm-hmm. And put something to protect the foil from the iron, like a piece of Teflon.
Yes. And so you put about 10 seconds, and you have kind of a medium to hot iron, but be careful. If you put this down, you see this starting to...
Yeah, you get an idea from it, right?
You got right away. And I'd rather go less than more.
Right, of course.
So I actually did that a little bit more earlier so that we could... You have to cool it.
Okay, and you can see from already.
You can sort of see it.
Yeah,
You got
I
this.
can see it.
The cooling is the toughest part.
I understand.
So let's cool it, and then let's start pulling it. There we go.
Very cool.
There.
And so we didn't leave it cool long enough.
No.
We just tried to show it. This section right here is just...
Yeah, and if we put that on again, there's no reason...
Oh, right, of course, you can keep doing it.
And, of course, you could use this over and over until it's all clear.
Until it's clear, right.
Yeah, so you could do designs. Remember the one we did on the cushion?
Yeah.
So how did we do that?
Well, I can see your templates here.
Yes. So here we stamped it. And you could use
Those are meat trays, by the way, Linda.
They are. You mean you use those? You mean that's... Oh, okay. You could use a commercial stamp, but you could just take a chunk of a meat tray.
Well, why not, eh?
And so I cut out...
Hamburgers for supper and then foiling as a dessert idea, right?
You got that right.
All right.
So all that I do for a design is to take it and just indent it.
Sort of engrave the
styrofoam. So you're just taking it, and you could draw this on first,
and
then just squish it in. Because then when it's done, you'll see that you've got indents, and then when you put your glue, and take your glue with a paintbrush... And so we'll take some paintbrush on here, put glue all over that. It doesn't have to be a lot of glue. Just cover it all.
Yeah, because you're not trying to make the perfect form. This is just sort of almost like a...
you don't want too much glue. This is what I'm saying. Just put enough glue on there. You can hold that because we've got glue all over the place. And maybe I should put it on this red one because this would show up better.
Okay.
So I'm going to stick that down and just push it in. And we came up with this little technique. If we put a safety pin in there, that will sort of...
You can use it as your handle.
Yeah, because you got glue all over the place. But you see?
Oh, yeah.
You got good amount of glue on there. You
that
got
worked out pretty good.
Whatever
That's
design
gonna be a neat design
you want.
there.
So here's our pin thing. So you can then wait for that to dry, and then you would just iron it. So that's really sort of all you have to do.
I want to show you some other. I want to ask you some other things here.
Okay.
This is a neat idea with the same idea here, except so you just touch glue
fabrics.
in there, right? With a fine paintbrush, you just touch glue in.
The most expensive fabrics have a little bit of foil on them,
Yeah.
and the most expensive garments have a little touch of this on it. So this is all you have to do. You can take whatever fabric you want, put a little of this on it, let it dry, iron it with whatever color foil. I mean, there's no limit.
Very cool.
This is
so
fun.
I could foil the chair that I learned to make today. Could I foil my ottoman?
Yes. Oh, yes.
My cover for whatever.
Very cool. You'd have different things on every side of it. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. You could be foiling your shirt. You could have...
And then you're not foiling with me here, right?
No. So no, you can have lots of fun with this. So I got him settle all this. I hope I've got you inspired on this because have glue, have foiling around. So we got to go, Steve, because we got more foiling to do. And then when we come back, we got some more exciting things. We got some embroidery today too.
Cool.
Yeah. You know, I love to receive letters. I love to hear from you and to hear what you're thinking about the program and the projects that you're working on. I really have a bonus for us today because a woman not only sent the letter, but she sent the project. So here's her letter. It says, Dear Linda, the local Arts and Crafts Club put on a workshop called Jackets from Jeans, and that's how I got started. It takes at least 3 pairs of adult jeans to make a size 4 jacket. Of course, it depends on how much of the jeans are usable and what size you're making. On children's jackets, I don't put the breast pocket, but if you check inside, you will find 2 pockets. I call them secret pockets, and the kids seem to enjoy them. So I looked inside, and sure enough, there is an extra pocket. Not all the jackets are as fancy as this one, but it depends on what material I'm working with and who it's for, etc. I started out making them for friends and family, and now I make them for my local church, and they send them to the mission field. I do sell some, but most of them are donated, as the jeans are given to me. It keeps me busy, and I have a great deal of pleasure knowing that I can bring a little happiness to someone else. Your show continues to inspire me, so keep it up. And then P.S. Over the past years, I've made about 300 jackets and enjoyed every one. So isn't that exciting? And that's kind of neat. So recycling and making jackets is fun. But lots of fun. We're going to end our segment with Eileen, who's my embroidery guru, and she's done everything with embroidery. What are you up to today?
Well, today we're going to embellish some ready-wear garments, things that I purchased. I know I broke the rules and didn't make them, but
it's okay. There's some good things out there, and you can purchase the odd thing. It's okay, as long as you make it your own.
That's right. And I like to do that by embroidering on ribbon. And here we have 3 examples. 2 are the same design, obviously in different colors.
So this is the pants. I like that idea, putting it around the bottom. Are these crop pants?
Yep, they are. They're all crop pants.
And then a little bit on the bottom of the shirt, and then...
Yeah, and then also, let's take a look at the sheer one on the black. This is a very elegant way to dress up a linen 2-piece outfit. Of course, the beads, you know, add a little fun and shimmer.
A little bit of sparkle to that. Does it matter what kind of ribbon?
Not really. This is silk ribbon, a grosgrain, and then this is a polyester, and it seems to stitch just fine.
Okay, so I think a great way, again, just on the bottom of your top and on the bottom of your pants.
Right.
So any outfit that you've got, you don't have to be sewing it all. You can just embellish it.
That's right. And first you're going to apply the embroidery to the ribbon only, and then sew the ribbon to the garment.
That sounds smart, because if you blow it, then you can do another piece. I mean, not that you would ever blow it.
Never blow it, right.
Okay, so how do we start?
Well, the first thing we want to do is put our hoop on the cutting mat and line up one edge with a straight line on the mat. And then we're going to go and place our ribbon on another straight line. Now, you may not be able to see this at home, but I can see through the stabilizer.
That does line up, yeah.
Yeah, and then holding the hoop down with one hand and pressing it in with the palm of your hand on the other. We are ready to stitch.
And I can see why this is important, because your machine is going to sew straight.
That's right.
And if your ribbon's all wonky, it's not going to work.
So over at the machine, we already have 2 ribbons hooped to show you that you can do your pant legs in one hooping.
Oh, wow. I like that.
And I've brought the design up on the screen, and I have 3 designs that are going to repeat in the ribbon. I want to make sure that I move my needle to the center of the ribbon so that my embroidery will be centered.
Okay.
Now, when I'm embroidering, I like to line up all my colors of thread right in front of the machine in case, you know, I want to go get a cup of tea or maybe answer the telephone.
The telephone could also, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So as long as I stitch my first color and then I come back, I know that my second one is ready to go.
Okay, so you're going to start in the middle of your design, and you're going to, then that design will be done, and then you set it again for the middle of this next one?
Well, it's already programmed, and it will move automatically to that. I just have to change the thread.
Yeah. And then when you're done?
Then we would unhoop and then cut away that excess stabilizer, and then just straight stitch this or use an applique stitch to stitch it to the pant leg.
All right. I think that ribbon, I mean, you could make all kinds of designs. You could do... Oh, it's infinite.
You could do hats. Ladies do like to do hair bows,
yeah.
You know, for grandchildren
and
so forth.
I could see a choker. I could see all kinds of things. Thanks so much, Eileen. You've got me inspired. I hope we've got you inspired. And we'll do it all over again next time on Linda MacPhee's Workshop. So join us.
To receive the companion book for this series, send $19.98 to the address on your screen or call 1-888-MacPhee.